I gave myself 3 rules when it came to the DIY Kit Challenge 22. Number 1, build something no one else is going to build. Whatever I do, it has to be absolutely unique. Number 2, don't have a plan. Just go with whatever feels right in the moment. If an idea comes to me, then go with it, go with the flow, and get it done, no matter how silly it might seem at the time. Number 3, have fun with it, and do not obsess over it. But I really want to share the build process with you, so here is my sped up super fast camera action work of my DIY Kit Challenge 22. This is the kit that I built in the how-to guide, so the first step I had to do was to unbuild it and put it back to the part how it was out of the box so I could rebuild it in some cool way. At this point I decided to apply rule number 1 and make something unique by getting my second Harley Benton kit that I built a few years ago and dismantling that, adding it to the build somehow. The first thing that came to mind was build a fat telly by combining both bodies together to make one super thick boy. Then I realized that by putting 2 bodies together, that's going to be one really heavy guitar. So I decided to get rid of as much wood as I could in between. So take it off with any method possible. Check it out. Nothing like a bit of freehand routing for your first ever go with a router. At this point, I'm taking the wood out of the guitar that would be the back part. So I'm taking as much out of the front as I can using a router for the first time ever. I got really close to the edge of this, so I nearly burned through one of the sides. The idea is to scoop it out like a bowl, and it kind of worked. So then, with about half of the wood gone out of the back piece, I needed to start work on the front piece and get rid, again, of as much weight as possible to make this guitar manageable. I didn't really feel very comfortable with the router, so I went for chisels and hammers and just hacked away at it until I felt there was enough weight out of the front piece. A big tip on making a mess when building guitar kits, have a young child to help you clean up afterwards. Drilling some holes so I can chisel out that area because you're not going to see it underneath the pick guard. Or at least that's the plan, and hopefully this is going to make it much lighter, and it's just an utter mess, but you're never going to see it. That's the plan.
Gonna be that one time a guitar.
Yeah. See, you can't see the hole now, though. Cover it up. More drilling, more hacking, more hopefully hiding under the pick guard. Now it's time to put those 2 guitar bodies together using some glue, some screws, and some good old-fashioned hope and willpower.
Many minutes later.
So this has been drying for about 2 days, so longer than it needs, but I was busy. Let's undo it, undo the clamp, get rid of these little bits of wood, and see if we have a body that's glued. It is. I mean, it's already screwed as well, so I had no worries that this might fall apart, but I do need to take away some of the excess glue. So I've got holes and all sorts going on here because of the awful way that I routed, chiseled, hammered wood out of this thing. But so far I think I've achieved my goal of doing something that no one else will have done. Okay, I'm now in a position where I can take the next step, and the next step is to fill it with expanding foam. So in Austria this is called Montageschaum, or builder's foam, and it's that stuff that you put in walls, and when you spray it on, it expands. This might end awfully, this might ruin the whole project, but what are you going to do? Am I supposed to do it upside down? Ah! I had it around the wrong way. Ah! Coming out the sides. It's coming out of the sides. Well, there we go. That's everything. It just needs to dry now. And I guess I'll come back in the morning. And come back in the morning I did. So I could slice away all the excess expanding foam, clear it up a little bit, and make it look a little bit more like a guitar. Or rather, 2 guitars that are sandwiched together that now need filling because we've got these gaps in between the 2 bodies. So I got some poly filler, which is used for yacht repair, and made it up and stuck it in there with no apparent knowledge or expertise necessary. With that done, it was time to sand back the bodies into one final looking piece of wood plus plastic filler. Beautiful sunny day, lots of dust everywhere, starting to look a little bit more like I'd hoped it to look. A beautiful sky and yet more beautiful, beautiful sanding. And I think that's looking pretty good, even though it looks kind of weird with that expanding foam inside it. The wood is looking nice. Time for some more sanding with a flat pad to get it rather smooth, and I thought I'd cut away a little bit of a belly curve and some kind of arm contour. So that's me with a little blade there. Don't ever try to do a guitar build or guitar mod of a kit if you don't like sanding, because there's a lot of sanding involved. And that is ready for painting with a primer. Another tip, if your main source of income is YouTube videos, make sure to invest in a good camera tripod. So, that's the primer going on, a lovely grey. Sanding it back, and I painted it several times, but I'm not going to make you watch that. Now I've got the super slab thick telly body primed and ready for the actual paint colour. I had to choose a paint. And, in spirit of the rules of the competition that I'd set for myself, I chose the only colour I had, which is bright green. I'm not very good at spray painting. I tend to overcook it, spray far too close and far too much, getting drips everywhere. But, because it was green, I had a way out. But more on that in a moment. Onto the neck, time to take off the machine heads and get it ready for a little bit of a headstock rework, a bit of a cutting job. And, well, I say cutting, I decided to do it with the sander, because why not? I really wouldn't recommend doing it this way. I would recommend using some kind of saw or some tool that you actually have that does a job properly. But again, in the spirit of the competition, I went with the flow and used the wrong tool. Also, I wanted a black headstock, but I didn't have any black paint. So I used a Sharpie or an edding or a permanent marker to paint the headstock. Then I found these beauties, which are inlay stickers from the company Fretlook, and I cleaned off the fretboard with some naphtha, some lighter fluid, and then applied some inlay stickers on the fretboard to make sure that this guitar looks absolutely like no other, because these are insane. That's not an observation, that's the name of the packet. They're called Insane. I wanted locking tuners, but I found I only had 3 chrome ones and couldn't find the remaining 3, so I had 3 black ones and 3 chrome ones, yet again concreting the fact that no one else is ever going to build a guitar quite like this. The rest of the hardware is stock, so I've got the stock bridge, the stock saddle, stock control plate, and all the knobs and stuff. The only thing I changed was I've added a humbucker and a different scratch plate to make it look and sound a little bit more unique. Then I realized that because I've got a double thickness body, the original neck screws are not going to make it all the way through the double body, so I needed to find some extra long screws in my dad's box of screws that I keep forever. And I found some. One of the final jobs was to solder the humbucker pickup. That was pretty simple, just a couple of wires. Now I've reached the point where I can string it up. My strings of choice are the D'Addario XT 9-42s. And here it is in the green wooden flesh, the big fat green Telly Meanie, and I love it. It is not that heavy, it's 3.75 kilos, which is not that heavy for a double fat guitar, but before I play it to you, I need to show you its special secret power that it has up its Telecaster sleeve. Look at this. So now it's green, but if I press this button, it's flames! Look at that! Green screen guitar! How fun is that? Look, it's on fire! So you can have fire, or maybe surfing is more your thing. How much fun is that? And possibilities are endless. I could make it look like a blacktop. There we go. Look, it's now a traditional blacktop yellow butterscotch telly, and because of the way that it's shining, it looks kind of relict. It looks just like my custom shop. Oh, kind of. Oh yeah, yeah. It looks a bit sort of skew-whiffy because of the cameras, But how fun is that? You can have any colour guitar you want as long as you're making a video. This is brilliant. I could put anything on there. I could put anything I want on this guitar. Anything that I can possibly think of, I can put it on this guitar. Even on there, look. So yes, my goals were to make something unique, have fun, and not take it too seriously and obsess over it. I'm not sure how well I did on not obsessing because it's quite a lot of work, and yeah, I wasn't prepared for how much work it would take. And now thanks to this guitar, I can be someone else. Okay, that's my DIY Kit Challenge 22 guitar, the Telecaster build from Harley Benton. You'll see this around in more videos, of course, because who wouldn't want to mess around doing this in absolutely every video? I urge you to go and buy a kit guitar and make something unique and silly, because it's really, really fun. It is work, but it's really fun. Thank you for watching. There are videos over there if you want them, and if you don't have the time right now, there's a subscribe button down there. You can smash that and also leave a thumbs up or hit the thumbs down twice to do a double super thumbs down if you hate what I've done. I will see you very soon. Bye.